Buddy, I hope you're doing good and have a nice evening. I'm having a nice evening as well. And Happy New Year! How are you? How are you guys doing that are present at the current time? I hope you're doing great. And what are your New Year's resolutions? For me personally, it is creating what's called small courses that people can follow along. The people that have been building websites but don't understand the basics of it. And yeah, I would love to teach people how to get around the basics of HTML, but also understand a little bit more when they're coming from Elementor or other kind of page builders. Just want to see how that works out. Hello, brother. How are you? Happy New Year. No, thanks. You're intentionally leaving the first H's out now, aren't you? For every word that you write, and it starts with an H. Lovely that you are here, by the way. We need to meet up. We really need to do that. Nice. Yeah, let's just get started, right? Because I think most people that are going to rewatch this are going to be interested in this. Kevin Geary has a very, very nice video series of PB 101 teaching you, hi there, Larry C. How are you this evening? And Happy New Year to you too. Let's see. So, if you don't know, if you're inside of Bricks Builder, you know that Gavin Geary has a course called Page Builder 101, where he goes through everything about building websites and the kind of knowledge that you need. I do think they are lengthy, so I will try to keep them shorter. So, and based on that and a Webflow thing and my own knowledge, I've set up a way of also creating a course. This is my first try, so please, if you like this kind of things, leave a comment. Let me know that it helped you or didn't help you, or the questions you still have. And yeah, let's get 2025 started with you learning something different this year, something that you didn't know before. I hope my light setup is good enough. I haven't tried this new light out. I've bought a new light right there. It's for you, Lanzi. So let's see how things go, right? Right. So I don't need to share my screen. So we need to start off. What is HTML? Looks a little darker than previous time. I can see if I can change that. Maybe this helps a little bit more, less dark. I forgot to put on one light. But let's start off with understanding what HTML is. HTML is the structure of your website that tells the browser how it looks and feels like. Just like your keyboard, for example, we know it's a keyboard because we have named it keyboard. And for every key on the keyboard, it is called a key, right? And there's a reflection of what kind of number or letter there's on there, as you can see. And this all are some kind of tagging system, and that's how HTML actually works as well. So it tells the browser what everything is, and it gives the structure. So let's look at an example. If we look here, and I've installed a browser extension called Web Developer, you can turn off anything you like. And if we disable JavaScript and styles and do it again, this is your HTML, basically. This is how it looks without any styling. So there's a big difference when you apply styles and when you don't have styles. As you can see, they have 2 names here, or even 3. I don't know if that's best practice. The logo is also 3 times in there. And when you press right click and press inspect, you can inspect everything that's on this website. For example, your image, a div, and as you can see, there's a lot of HTML elements there. The most basic one where you always start with is an HTML. Your heading, or head, and body. But without any CSS, this is the fundamentals. This is what defines the structure of your website. This is how you show to, for example, Google, how this website looks like. It doesn't have any flashy styling or whatsoever. So that's how it looks like. Thanks, that is better. Thanks for letting me know. We can also go to one other of my favorite tools that I love to use and disable all the styles there. And this is how it looks for Advanced Themer if you disable any styling. Again, this is all HTML. So this is the basic structure, how it looks like without using any styling. Looks quite boring if you ask me, but it is something, right? This is how things start out. And as you can see, all the HTML has tags. And these are called HTML tags, like what I did earlier with the keyboard. Happy New Year to you too. Like I told earlier for the keyboard, that you have a keyboard. That's basically a tag. Every key is a tag because this is the B key and needs a B tag. And that's also how a browser can read what's on a website. It reads the HTML tag that says, all right, this is a heading. For example, for the features section. All right, this is an A. An A stands for anchor, which is a link. Doesn't make a lot of sense if you ask me, but it is what it is. UL means unordered list. LI means list item. And as you can see, everything is tagged and telling the browser what it reflects. And this is how you start understanding that HTML, it has a lot of tags in there. Not what you currently see when you're using something like Elementor. Let me also share my screen so that you guys can see it as well. As you can see, here's the UL tag. It tags a unordered list. And here are list items that you can see all the items inside of this list. You also have one for a button. You have many, many more. But you don't have to worry about it to remember them all. Because there is a lot. And by a lot, I mean a lot. If we look at W3 Schools, the website where I learned how to write HTML, you can see that there's an endless list of a lot of HTML tags which describes something specific. For instance, a summary that needs to be in details. Or SVG, if you haven't heard about SVG, this is how you define it actually. Defines a container for SVG graphics. If you have a table with contents in there, you use this tag that says table. But inside table, you have table body, you have table cell, and all the tags. Now, believe me, in all the years that I'm working with HTML, I still don't know all of the HTML tags that are available. And it's not possible to remember them all. If you would like to learn though, I know that there's W3 Schools is a very good one to understand what each element does and what the most important one is. And if we go to developer.mozilla.org, there's also a training that allows you to set up the markup language of HTML and try out to create some things. Now, that's a little bit of explaining on how HTML works. Now we can also change the HTML itself. You don't have to be afraid for that, and that can be done in your inspector. So let's open up again. We go right click, click inspect, and then a side panel will open. It differs for the size. You can change the size, and you can see also how it looks on mobile, on responsive versions. And maybe you would like to purchase a font themer and you want to change the pricing. Well, you can. You can make it cheaper. Let's see. Let's make it 79. Let me first explain you how to do this. So we can go to select element here, or press Ctrl-Shift-C and select the pricing. On the right hand side, you see that the span is selected, which determines which price it has. It has a class added and then a price. So let's change the pricing to $69 because that's a nice price. And as you can see, it now is $69 because it's also reflected here. That's only for your browser. So nobody else see these kinds of changes. Also, when I click buy right now, it actually uses the previous price, unfortunately, and not the other pricing, the $79 that I set up. This has to do with how things are set up dynamically, but I won't bother you with in this video with that. So that's in basics what HTML is. I hope you understand. If you have some questions, please leave them in the comments down below. And also explain to me and tell me if this is helpful by any means or any ways. This is as I stated earlier, this is the first time I'm doing. I'm going to see the chats. It's Happy New Year to you, Jimmy. 369. 369. 369. Sure to get low. So that was actually the basics of HTML. So we're using page builders like GreenShift or Bricks Builder. If you don't know what GreenShift is a very awesome and affordable affordable way of creating websites. Now I have to turn off this developer thingy because else some of the things that doesn't work. This is GreenShift. GreenShift is one of my favorite for block builders. You can try GreenShift if I remember correctly with this link. In the chat, and there you can explore how to set up these kinds of things. You can also use Bricks Builder if you like to. But Bricks Builder and GreenShift and any other page builder like Elementor or Cadence or whatsoever fix the biggest issue that people have. People don't want to remember all the HTML tags or write down all the HTML tags. Maybe you forgot something. You forgot to close the HTML tags. It's one of the most tedious things that could happen, and it can break your whole website. So what it does, it makes creating websites easier. That's what page builders solve. Instead of having to know that you have a section and within the section you have a div, they already have a section element in there. For all the properties, you have to remember by heart that you have, for example, for an image, that you have a source. But you nowadays also have a source set, and you have other settings, and there's just a lot of going through. And page builders solve those issues by making it easier to build stuff. You can drag and drop anything in there, and they solve the HTML issues for you. So you don't have to think about most of the things. They already make the website work perfectly for you. If you'd like to, you can also try out how to write code. So I go to CodePen, is one of my favorite websites to try it out. I will send a link in the chat as well. And if we press start coding, we have here an HTML possibility. And to open a HTML tag, as we said, we need to tag things to let the browser know what kind of information is in there. So you usually start off by setting up a section. And you close HTML by using the bigger sign and then a dash. This tells the HTML that it is closed, and this is how you open. And now the browser knows that this is a section. If we want to add a div in there, which is just another HTML tag, we can open and close that one in there as well. It all works the same. You do have some HTML tags that works differently. For instance, the image tag works a little bit different. Damn it. Again, thanks, brother. Here we go again. Woohoo! So, page builders solve a lot of things. You don't have to write and think about all the HTML tags. Let's start off with a simple one, right? You have a section. And a section just means that it's a section of a page. And you open it by setting a bigger sign or larger than sign and close it. And the HTML tag itself needs to be closed with a smaller than sign. Hello. Thanks. As I said, I'm still learning this kind of thing, so I love that you're paying attention at least. To close a section, you write a smaller than sign, a dash, and then type in the same word. So section in this case. This is a opening tag, and this is a closing tag. We can also insert something in there, for instance, a div like I told earlier. So we can open the div and also close the div. And now we have written a basic HTML, but you don't see it visible because we haven't added anything. I already started. We were going through HTML and getting to understand the basics of it. Because I think it's one of the most valuable things you need to learn if you are moving away from Elementor or Cadence to something like GreenShift or what's called Bricks Builder or something different. If you don't have any understanding of HTML, then this is a small introduction that should help you out, I hope. But as I said, those don't show up in the page right now because it doesn't have added any CSS, and we won't do that in this lesson. We will be doing that in the next lesson. We can add an H1, which stands for heading, and it's the one, so it's the most important, the first one, and you can also use it once per page. So title, hello world. Let's give it a nice name, right? And we also need to close the HTML tag. And how do you do that? Indeed, with the bigger than sign, dash, and then H1, or dash, a slash it is, right? I'm sorry. H1 and then this one. So this is how you write the HTML. And as you can see in the example below, it is reflected that we can have written hello world with H1. You can do the same when we write down the P tag, which stands for paragraph. Paragraphs are lengthy pieces of content. For instance, hello, everyone. I hope you are doing fine today. And then we again close it with a bigger than sign and a slash. So there goes my saliva on my iPad. Nice. As you can see, it's also reflected in the preview down below. Now, you would think You didn't add any CSS. How can it be that there's still a difference between the text? Well, this is how browsers are set up by default. They don't have any different styling that people set, but they have a styling already available. You don't need to add them if you don't want to. There's a way it writes, and this is how it works. This is how it looks by default. You can compare it a little bit with using some like Google Docs or Word or whatever. Let's see. I don't want to open up. Let's go back. So it's the same way as writing inside a Google Doc. We type in hello world because we typed in it in here. And in here, there's a default styling, as you can see. Let's undo all. Hello world. Now the hello world text is now a normal text, but we need to define, and let's close this one. We need to define that this is a heading of the page in this case. And we can apply a heading 1. The H1, you know that we referenced. Oops. And then it looks different. It looks bigger because it's the first heading. And if we write down the normal text, this is amazing. Excuse me for my writing. This is how normal text looks like in Google Docs. The rest of the HTML page works basically the same as this one. If we, for example, add in an image, let's move this over here. For example, my thumbnail for my next live stream tomorrow, where I design and build a website for a friend of mine. If you're interested, come and join. It's a work together kind of thing. Let's see. And as you can see, the image is now set here. We can change some properties. Bonus stream, yeah, for sure. We can change the properties like the size. We can say how it needs to be aligned. And HTML and CSS allows you to do exactly the same thing. And HTML works the same as a Google document or Word document. But instead of tagging what everything is by selecting it and then telling it what kind of information it is, we need to add tags. Let's see. Do we have everything? All right. I think the most basic things are now understood. The 5 most important things that we need to understand, the 5 most important things used on the web. The 5 most important, damn it, I need to come up with how it's called right. The 5 most important HTML tags there are layout tags, like div, section, domain, article tag. There's a lot of layout tags, so don't try to remember them all. We'll go over them in the next couple of live streams. Then there's the image tag, the button tag, and the paragraph. Most websites basically exist only using these kinds of HTML tags. If we look here, we have a heading tag. We have a paragraph tag. This is a div, quite possibly, or a anchor tag, a link. This is an image tag. Here we have also a layout tag. And that's how you can see how pages are actually built up. They're basically built up out of these 5 HTML tags. Maybe I should replace add link in there. Take 4. Yeah. And so another take, I guess. And that's how pages are actually built up. They're using different kind of tags and different kind of systems to make everything match. So Kevin Geary in his PB 101 lesson 2 is going over why Bricks is a good page builder and what a good page builder needs. And if you want more information about that, I would recommend just looking at the lesson, because I can explain things as well, but he basically covers it. So look at page PB 101 lesson 2 if you want to find out more about the differences between a good and a not so good page builder. For me, the one thing I missed a little bit in there, the main reason why I like to use something like Bricks Builder or GreenShift or generate blocks is because they are using basic HTML. It helps with debugging. Instead of needing to figure out and dive into layers and layers of HTML and classes that have been set by the page builder, Bricks just throws away most of the classes and makes it very basic. That allows me to debug way faster instead of needing to figure out where something is set and what the reason is something is set and what happens if I change things. All those things take a lot of time, and to just remove that time, use a good page builder. Please look at PB 101 lesson 2 to understand why. So, nice bonus for you indeed. Yeah, I think you even know her brother. She worked at the Albert Heijn a long time ago, and will be using pictures and also the what's called the text that she has written together with other people. And it's a task for me to create a website. So I'm very excited to do that on a live build. And hopefully I will get further than the past few live streams. So we'll see what happens. But already excited. So if you want to see me struggle building a website, designing and building a website, I think I started with a very basic design. Come by tomorrow. All right, and else it's fine as well. I love that you're helping out, by the way. Where you're working with tables in HTML. Yeah. Yeah. In the past, in the first few years, everything was a table. If you did a layout in something different than a table, it didn't look good. It didn't look nice enough. That's how old I am. I lived in a world where tables were used to create the whole website, to create the layouts. Luckily, at a certain point, there were divs, there were CSS, there were more CSS, and even more HTML tags that allow you to do different kind of things. But it also came with a caveat, because all the browser interpreted the CSS in a different kind of way. Oh man, that was frustrating. So you need to check every browser and have a specific piece of HTML and also specific piece of CSS for a lot of sections to say, all right, this is for this browser, this is for this browser, and this is how it should look in this browser. Oh man, such a freaking hassle. Indeed. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun to see how it started. And now we have page builders. You don't need to write the HTML. You don't need to think about most of the things. The last thing I want to talk about today is about the box model. And I hope, let's see, I'm about 30 minutes. So that's awesome. The last thing you need to understand is something about the box model. The box model is actually stating that everything on the web is made out of boxes. So just like we did in previous live stream, so maybe it's not something new. Why doesn't it focus it? and this one doesn't work. There we go. So, just like I said in a previous stream, you need to understand that everything on the web exists out of boxes. So, if we look at this page from Advanced Themer, by the way, if you're using Bricks, get this extension because it really helps. We have a box that has a title in there. Oh, that doesn't go great. Let me redo that a little bit. So this is a title box, and here we have another box for a paragraph. You can even say that inside of our title there's a separate boxes because they are colored differently. And we need to tag them to tell the browser that it needs a different color. The same goes for these ones. These look different, right? So faster, easier also needs to have a different box. We have a box here for a button. We have a box in here for a button. We have an image right here. We have an icon right there. We have text right here. We have a drop down that is connected to the features. So this is a box as well. And then we have another box in here and another box in here. And as you can see, you can draw out all the boxes that are on the web. So here we have another box for the image, and we have an even larger box, and we have a tag box, and we have a little text box in there, and we have another box. All these scribbles on the screen right now, it is called a box song. The box song. No, it's called the box model. Everything exists out of boxes, and the boxes are the HTML tags that we learned about earlier this live stream. You have block ones like the div, and you have the inline ones like a span or an A. Quite possibly, this text needs to be in the same line with the rest of the text. To do that, you can use something like this, which allows you, the I is for italics, allows you to skew the text just a little bit. Let's see, the most useful thing I think any web builder can have is understand how you can break down any website. Let me remove the tags. Any website into the boxes, that you understand how things are made up and how they exist and how what kind of boxes are in there. This takes a lot of time, a lot of practice to understand how things work and how things look and how things should be structured. So if you want to use one skill, try to create this. As I said earlier, boxes flow just like in Google Docs or Word. You can add properties to boxes. For instance, you can add inside the image tag, which is written like this, you can add source, which is a property. This property defines what kind of information, what kind of image is shown. Usually this is a link or a path to the image. The same goes with the H1. You can add a title to it so that everybody can read and understand what's in there and what's actually being said. I don't think this is the best way of doing it, but you could do it. The other things that you can do, other properties that you can set, is made easy in page builders. You can set different kind of colors. For example, if we want to change the color of this text, we can go to inspect, see that there's a clause right here, and here we have the text. If we want to change the color, we can click inside of the inspector and change the color to red. And as you can see, our color is red. Now, I don't think this is a very nice design, but it at least gives the point, and I hope it gets the point across, that you can add color, but also padding and margin. and anything else. I don't think this is relevant for now. In my next live stream, next week, Tuesday, we will dive a little bit deeper into CSS. So this was just for the HTML part, and next part will be the CSS. Now, I would like you to do two things for me. One is comment down below and tell me if you like this live stream, if it helped you out at all, and how I can improve it next time, because I want to do this once every quarter, once every half a year, to start this kind of session over that I can teach better. You can help me improve this. The second thing that I would like you to do is go to any pages that you have seen that you would like to recreate, and do the same thing that I did earlier. Break down everything that you see on the page. So we have a section right here. So I want you to try and create and draw out the boxes that are on the page. If you could do those things for me, then I think this live stream was a winner. And I'm really, really thank you. I honestly would be very, very thankful. I also want you to share them inside the community. I do have a Facebook group. I haven't set it up properly whatsoever. Let's see if I can find it. -groups and Techie's reviews, I guess. If it's not open yet, I will make it open and anybody can join. Group settings. Private groups. Change to public to protect the privacy of the group members. You can... I can change them. That's too bad. All right. I will set up a community at some point and remove these drawings. I will create a community at some point that people can just post all the things that they have, or I will leave a link down below where you can send the box model images that you have made, and I will give you feedback. I want you to understand how the HTML works, how you can build it with page builders, and how you can create those boxes and break down the structure of the pages. So that you at least get more advantage of using these kind of live streams and using your knowledge as well, instead of just following a course and then think by yourself, well, that's a nice course, let's go. Someday I will do those things that are in there. I want to be the one that really helps you. So let me do that. Make a Discord. Nice. So I have kept it within 45 minutes. That was my goal for today. So I'm very happy for that. And thank you guys for staying all the way. It's 38 minutes, and I think when I will... my nose is just itching. I see myself a few seconds back and then scratching my nose. From song. Hillside, little boxes made of ticky tacky. Nice. Was very nice. I think it will be very helpful for a lot of people. Thank you. That's nice. Pleasant to hear. Good stuff. Well, thank you for hosting the live. Yeah. Good seeing you, bro. Yeah, talk to you soon. Yeah, that's all for what I've planned for today. And that went in 38 minutes. Thank you, by the way, for telling me that I've missed something. I'm curious, Jimmy. What are your plans for this coming year? And what is your New Year's resolution? I mean, we have still some time left, right? We can still talk about those things because I'm very curious. And for you as well, little brother, what kind of things are you planning for the next time? And Terry, if you have New Year's resolutions, let me know as well. It would be great to have a deep look on HTML attributes. I'm having a hard time to understand how they integrate with bricks. Hoo-hoo! A deep dive. Yeah, well, we can try to dive right in. Let's open up InstaWP. By the way, if you're experimenting, use InstaWP because it's just amazing to set up something. I also found a secret pricing. Let's see. chl.li/ I really don't know. Let's go to my short link kind of thing. You'll see. Yeah. Ooh, very curious. To have a deep look on HTML elements attributes. I'm having a hard time to understand how they integrate. Do you have HTML attributes, right? There's a bunch of those as well. Let's see. And this is my playground, so we can fire that one up without any issue. It's some change, right? Trying to carefully explain everything, thinking things through into just a normal conversation. And needing to having a sip. Oh, that really is nice. So, if you would like to have some kind of experience kind of thing, here you go. You can use my link. It's an affiliate link in the chats. That's what it's called. And when you use the link, you will see that I found a secret page that allows you to get a hobby plan, which might be you, for $29 a year. And you get 4 staging sites. If I have known this earlier, I definitely would get this one, because I think for most people, 4 staging sites for just experimenting is more than good enough. During Black Friday, I have updated my plan because I'm also building websites now for a few customers, so that's nice. In terms of growing my... Oh, did I miss something? No, I didn't. Growing a business and launching a new branch. Oh, at the end of the month, and also starting creating more videos, and of course, going live. Yes, that's the biggest one. I really... do you have any idea on what time you will be live? Because then I know that I can join or I can't join. And in terms of ideas for my channel, it will be announced in my live stream. Ooh, awesome. Very curious. You don't see your screen. It's fine. I can tell it again. The link down below, when you open it up, you will see this one, the hobby plan for $29 a year. Thank you, by the way, Jimmy. 4 staging websites, 3 gig of storage. When you're just starting out, this is amazing. But like I told earlier, I've already updated mine. Back to your question, Terry. Sorry. Let's add a new post, open up bricks, close automatic CSS. Oh, the upgrade for automatic CSS in pricing. That's just amazing, by the way. Now you get unlimited usage. And that's something that was holding me back for using ACSS more consistently, to be fair. Let's add a section. So here we have a section, and you can add attributes. I don't know, Terry C, if you're using bricks with with or without any plugins. We can try to see if we can remove. Have I set this up still? Yes. Let's go to plugins. And let's disable these two. If I do that, I bite myself, I guess. So it will be on Thursday, 8 p.m. 8 p.m. All right. But after this, it will start officially on the Friday, 24th. It will be called Breaks into the weekend. Nice. Friday's at 8. Advanced steamer. All right. So then I can let this active. Ooh, I'm very curious. I can't join at 8 o'clock on Thursday. But I for sure will watch back, and I need to do more because I watch a lot of the live streams that we're having, but never commented. And that's actually a bad thing. Maybe I should change that for next year, right? Especially when you're doing something. So we can use Advanced Themer. What kind of questions do you specifically have about the attributes? Because here you have all the CSS attributes, right? And you have nodes that you can add. Yeah, and this is all for styling. Conditions hover before elements. Open and style overview. Woohoo! And here you have attributes. You can add all the attributes you would like to have. Custom attributes. Like an area label. And the role of a kind of thing. So could you explain, Terry, what specifically do you have problems with, or don't you understand? I love to talk about you when you have done a few live streams. I would like to have you on my live stream, by the way, Jimmy, because I'm want to launch my first business, and maybe there are some things that you can already teach me. So love to hear from you. So like area label, we can add it like this. And hello. Doesn't make any sense. Or data, right? Data menu. Nice. Menu. And this is how you can add them. But like I said earlier, I'm very curious at what your question is about the attributes. Let's see, can we set up something different right here? I want to change the privacy. If possible, can't change to public to protect the privacy of the group members. You can manage who can find and join. Oh, you can make it visible. Visible. So it is visible. And who can join? Profiles and pages. No, only profiles is good. Who's pre-append to join? Who can improve members? Anonymous, no, I don't want any of this. I already hate that. Who can post anyone? Should we just try it out? Could someone try to join this group? Maybe this will work. Thanks. You'll be more than welcome. If anybody uses Facebook, by the way. That's a big thing, by the way. Maybe I should set something up myself. I have to meta, so I can't. Yeah, you're not meta. I am meta. So I can't wait for Sure Dash to be released. They are all in alpha versions, but this one I want to use as my community plugin. But yeah, it's still in the works. So I need to wait a little bit before I can release something like that. Make a Discord. I don't know how Discord works. Let's see. Can also make a circle. And it's just temporary, right? Because I want to build it for my own website. There's a lot. Yours. Oh, I use this for my gaming kind of thing. Take his reviews. How can we set this up to be easier? Server settings. Take his reviews. That sounds like good. Not everything. Do you know Slack? It's Slack. Oh, like a Slack in a way. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I do know the Slack. And work with that one as well. But can we make the name easier to remember for people to find? Get Nitro. I don't want to. I just want to find URL. Authenticating. Profiles. Data and privacy. Speech. Don't pay for. No, I'm not going to. The only thing that I want is an easier URL that people can join and find this one. But I really can't find it, so it's what it is, I guess, right? Don't pay. Sorry. Quick question, Lex. Do you planify your video directly via or first on YouTube and then on OBS, please? I don't quite understand. What I do is in OBS, I've set up that it is connected to my YouTube channel, and then it directly streams to YouTube when I'm done. Press invite. All right. Open Discord. Friends, I don't have any. Tag his review. Where can I find the invite button? Invites. Let's create an invite. Search for friends. Copy this one. There we go. I guess I found it already, right? It should be that one. Woohoo! And let's also add that to my list of short URLs. Community? How would you call this? Group? Members? I don't know. Record already exists. All right. There we go. Let's edit this one. Okay, but when you want to blend them up front, or do you do it? Yeah, on YouTube itself. I've never used that functionality actually in OBS. I didn't even know you could. I just go to what's called YouTube directly and just add the way of doing those kind of things. So there's the community. Woohoo! There's 3 people there. Thank you. No, thank you. It works. I have to learn how to use this kind of things. Ooh, robot. Alt click. Wow, there's a lot of nice. Oh, you have to buy this one. All right. With a queue. These are all paid. I don't want nitro. Not if I'm just testing it out. Maybe temporary. There we go. I was hearing your question on my Bluetooth earpiece, but I couldn't reply. I was welcoming a customer. Ah, that was fine. I've been on Discord on ages. I like sharing screen and video sources. Yeah, but no worries. We'll come back to this later. Right, I'm also having a live stream tomorrow, so if you want to ask me questions, please, you can always join. You can always join the live stream. I love to help out where I can. Text. Can open up another channel. Can open up. All right. Let's see how this goes. Wave to say hi. Hi. All right. I think that's actually it for today. Hope you like this live stream. And yeah, if it did help you out, then let me know. And see you guys maybe tomorrow. I will be building the website live, so a lot of fun, I hope, during the live stream tomorrow. For I will be using bricks, by the way, so that you know, if you're not interested in that. By the way, I'm sorry I didn't answer you, but yeah, I'd love to go to the live stream with you. Awesome. But first, get comfortable. Yes, spread love. Give the likes, share the links, hit subscribe. Give your best buddy a hug, because that's sometimes people need. And as always, keep designing. I have to awkwardly press the end broadcast kind of button. So, boop.